long story short, these are an out-of-date, inaccurate, and antique gun by the time the soldiers that are firing these in the 1880s get up here. So they're really only firing these off for salutes. We're not trying to hit ships down in the harbor because most ships by the end of the 1800s are pretty much going to be ironclads. And iron really doesn't penetrate a solid wall of iron very well, so we're not going to be able to do much. So we're just using these as a cannon salute, which is essentially a blast of gunpowder designed to add some pomp and circumstance to an otherwise fairly boring day. We fired them in the morning when the flags would go up, in the evening when they would go down, for holidays, birthdays, special occasions, celebrations, and any special events that might be happening. So we'll fire one off for you guys here today, but we need a volunteer.
Cover your ears.
Okay. All right. And what's your name?
Mr. Mom. I'll hold you.
Jocelyn, have you been fired out of the fire cannon?
They're done by and we get us a big table at the same time.
Okay.
So this is a
Charlie, can I come over on my other side?
Okay. Okay. You're right. Even if Chandler and I back away very slowly.
Ready.
Cover our ears. All right. Well, what Jocelyn is doing is a process known as thumb swallow. She's keeping Chandler up at the front safe as he runs down our first move. Gunner it's safe by preventing any new air from being introduced to the bottom of the board. And it's pretty important because Chandler runs down that first tool. He's actually going to be stirring up sparks that could be flying down the bottom of the board. That could potentially be clogging up the gun and prevent us from firing. All right, now as Chandler's running that worm up and down, he's essentially trying to pull out any solid debris. Now, today we're looking for a little bit more, but in the 1880s we're looking for a cloth known as muslin. It's a fairly thick cloth that we wrap our charges in because it allows there to be a pretty solid shaped charge, but it's still fairly light and fairly easy to puncture, which is fairly important for a later step in the process. Now the next step that we'll do is we will run down the wet swab. Now the wet swab is run down the bucket, or run into a bucket of water and then run down the board. And it's run up and down, kind of like we're churning some butter. Because what we want to do is we want to flood the barrel slightly with some water, preventing any new heat from being introduced to the bore. It's going to cool down the sides of the bore, preventing our cannon from quite literally exploding in some cases. But it's also going to introduce moisture to the barrel. And what does fire not like?
Water.
Moisture. And what does it like?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. You heard that swab get pulled out. What did it sound like we opened up?
Cork bottle.
A corked bottle, a jar of pickles. Just popped a vacuum, so we had driven all the air out. So we are super sure that we are ready to load in our powder. So the jar of them, I'm going to use that thumb pack. So show me your thumb, show me still got it. Give me a nice thumbs up. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to ram down our powder charge. Now we're going to use a curved ramrod to do that. The curved ramrod is often called the safety rammer because you'll notice it allows Chandler to stand well off to the side of the gun, keeping himself a little bit safer because the historically accurate ramrod, known as the straight rammer, would position it directly in front of a now loaded cannon. And I really hope I don't need to explain the safety concerns behind standing in front of a loaded cannon. We're going to push the gun up into its firing position. All right, now we're going to get a brass pick known as a gimlet. Now the gimlet is a pretty expensive piece of equipment. It's made out of solid brass. But every cannon is going to have a solid brass gimlet. Now why do we want to make sure that it is brass? What does brass not do when it strikes iron?
Spark.
Spark, exactly right. You don't want it to go off just yet. But not to worry, not to worry. If it did go off on accident because we did something wrong, there is in fact with the Cannoneer's manual, and Chandler just has to jump up on the spike of the cannon and ride it all the way back. But he's only got about half a second to do that before he's pulled with the cannon. Now he's going to insert our friction primer, which is our ignition device for today. And how many of you have ever used a match before? Yeah, then you're all pretty familiar with friction primers, even if you don't really realize it. This is the exact same chemical reaction, and it's the exact same chemical at the top of the friction primer. So when we pull that pin, it's exactly like striking a match, except for we have a gunpowder matchstick as opposed to a wooden one. Now, I'm going to need all of your help. So, when I hold up my hand, I want you to yell ready, and when I lower it, I want you to yell fire, all right?
Yeah, cover your ears.
Cover your ears.
All right.
Cover your ears. Cover your ears.
You are going to want to cover your ears or grab your cameras, depending on your priorities. This will be quite loud. All right, audience.
Ready! Fire!
Wasn't as loud as I thought. Thank you. No, not too bad.
My stereo's louder than you.
Yeah.